I strongly believe, first of all, that wealth is your birthright. And despite the passage of the Equal Pay Act of 1968 and the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Act of 2009, women are still not receiving equal pay. But at the same time, while these truths are sobering, the silver lining is that there has never been a greater time in history for women to become fabulously wealthy. We don't live, of course, in a perfect society, and not everything is fair. However, today more than ever, women have more opportunities to create wealth. And even throughout this pandemic, I have seen millions of dollars in grants being poured into marginalized communities and into women-owned businesses. I know you're hearing now so many women who are leaving their jobs, not necessarily because they wanted to, but because they had to due to the pandemic and not having adequate health care. And they've started their own businesses. Identify the people who drag you down. A lot of times we don't realize that sometimes a person that we're surrounding ourselves, we're so used to them being around us, and their negative energy can drain us. And so if we remove that person, it doesn't mean that we can no longer continue to be friends. It just means that we can be friends from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
So I always say, take a good hard look at relationships that exhaust you, drain you, or leave you feeling weakened instead of strong. Because these people really are not your next level friends. And sooner or later, you're going to need to eliminate or renegotiate those relationships because your confidence and success is going to depend on it. Early on, because of my travel, it allowed me to see that, I only occupy a small corner of the world. But as I began to travel around the world, it just became so fascinating. The people, the culture, the language, the food, everything just became so fascinating. And what I learned throughout my travels and continue is that, first of all, I tell people this all the time. I do business 35,000 feet in the air because every time I am on a flight, I meet someone who creates or shares an opportunity for me. And what that does is it just continues to evolve. And so my life continues to evolve in so many different ways, but I always stay on the trajectory of empowering women. Sometimes we have to see what we don't want to see what we do want. And once we can identify that, then it makes it so much easier for us to go for that thing or, whatever it is that we want. Right now, there are just so many opportunities. And it's so important for you right now to reach out to other people that you don't know. So this is a great time now to speak up and to tell the world what you want, what you do want, so that someone can hear it.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please make sure to subscribe. To stay updated on everything that the Action Catalyst is up to, make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Action Catalyst Podcast and Twitter at Catalyst_Action. Thanks for listening.